The A Show.
Where smart is the new sexy.
And now, April Hunter.
Good evening, all you beautiful people. I still have not learned how to do that smoothly. So, and I probably never will. Yeah, that's one of the many things we miss Ray over, but hey, it is what it is. Tonight, I'm your host, April Hunter, the host with the mostest, I guess, and I am joined by the fabulous Miss Eva. And we're gonna just have a discussion about lots of stuff going on. So let's see. Some of those things we're going to talk about. Should we go back to Tuesday nights? If you're in Orlando, you should come see me this weekend. The collective energy and how certain things are affecting us. What's going on with some of these recent Supreme Court rulings? What's going on with the polls? Some interesting and fun stories that we found, and algorithms, like how they're kind of messing with us. So we're going to touch on a lot of that, and some. I have a theory. It's just a theory. It's a correlation, not a causation. So we have to keep that in mind on a prefrontal cortex brain damage theory that we'll throw out there and see what you guys think. See if anything resonates with you. See if you want to dig deep into that. But in the meantime, I see Michael, Bigwig, Allie, cool, awesome dude. Hey, thank you for the videos. I am enjoying digging through my old wrestling videos, and I forgot about so many of them. Winona, hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Laquifa, hi. So pleased to see you here. I know that, we're still waiting on people coming in slowly but surely, but you guys are some of the diehards who join us all the time.
Absolutely.
So while you guys are here, Alex, what's up? Hey, yes, you are late. What the fuck is up with that? What's up with that? I'll mention it now. Hopefully I'll mention it again. If I paint all over me, I'm painting right now. I probably covered. I'm in Orlando this weekend for Fanboy Expo. It is a stacked show. Like there's a Buffy the Vampire Slayer reunion, and Barbara Eden is going to be there. I mean, there are so many celebrities.
Oh, gosh.
The list is like this: comic celebrities, voiceovers, all kinds of stuff. I mean, tons of, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Samoa Joe. There's a lot on there. So
it's a good show.
Yeah, I'll be there on Saturday. So if you can come out to Fanboy Expo on Saturday, I would love to see you. Fred's joining us. So thank you, Eva, for being on here with me this week.
Thank you.
I love having somebody across to converse with me, and this way I can actually pay attention to the comments too. So thank you. Eva dug out. Yeah, I appreciate that. Eva dug out some pretty good stories. One of the stories. Okay, so I shared a meme. Oh, there's our rum right there. There's Jamie.
Woo-hoo.
Hi, what's up, Jamie?
You better be there, Greenhead.
Yeah, you should. You guys you're stalking us. Good. We're counting on that.
All right.
One of the I shared this meme without checking it because I fully believed in the second part of it. So one of the things it said was, "Hey, did you hear an employee of Wells Fargo died, and it took them 4 days to realize this? She died at work." And at the bottom, this is the part that I believed in. It said, make sure you take your PTO, make sure you take vacations, make sure you make real friends, make sure you spend time with family, and enjoy the people who would notice that you're missing. So that's the part I shared it for. And then I realized, and then people were commenting underneath of it. And I was like, I wonder if the story is actually like legit, how true it is. Because normally I don't share stuff without checking it, but it was one of those things.
What did you find?
That story is fucking true. And it wasn't
That's what I thought. I dug into it about a week ago.
It wasn't 4 days, it was 5 days.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Horrible.
you guys. Tempe, Arizona. This woman checks in or signs in to Wells Fargo Bank at 7 in the morning on August 16th. She dies at work in her cubicle, unfortunately, sadly. She is not found until August 20th. So 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, and she's found by the cleaning crew. Meanwhile, the employees start complaining because they thought there was something wrong with the plumbing. The plumbing was bad.
Uh-huh.
They're complaining about the smell.
Yeah.
How does this happen?
Well, people don't matter, honestly. When you work for a corporate company, they're too large, especially somebody, let's say, like Wells Fargo.
I,
And you go in every day, you check in, nobody pays attention, everybody goes in, clocks it, does their shit, and goes home. They don't look to see if their coworkers are in one piece. I do, but I know. I don't want to die like that.
shitty way to die. Like there's good deaths and there's bad deaths. That is a bad death. Okay,
That is a bad death.
so let me just tell you something. Okay, yeah. Fred goes. That's what I don't get. A person's head down on the desk. What the fuck? Or maybe she just died like this. They still don't know what she died from. You
And
know.
what kind of cubicle? There's like all these questions.
Oh.
Are you in a calling room? What's going on?
Gee, yeah.
Are you
Like
the
I said,
hated boss in the actual, off to the corner that
she
nobody
never
wants to talk
signed
to?
out. Nobody noticed that she never signed out. So
That's
what I
just
want to know is, are they going to pay her for those 5 days
they
at
better.
least?
All right.
Does she accrue like? And hey yo, War Demon, hey. And Fred goes, that's a toxic work environment. Do
No
you think?
kidding.
Yeah. In Canada Spaceman. Oh my God. So let me just say, I cannot stress this enough. Okay. Not only should we never take things personally, like
Right.
99% of things don't take things personally, like we discussed before.
Mm.
But please understand that no one gives a fuck about you
Nope.
when it comes to corporations and all of that. They don't give a fuck about you. Politicians don't care about you. Political parties don't care about you. Corporations don't care about you. Your bank doesn't give a fuck about you. Nobody gives a fuck about you except for your people. So
Right.
never put those things, never put
Mhm.
politics or money or your employer over real relationships, over real people. Because here's the thing, right? Nobody stepped forth to
Mhm.
mention that this woman was missing.
Well, that's what gets me too. Okay, so coming from a corporate world of doing payroll and everything,
Mhm.
somebody clocks in and doesn't clock out. Something's up. You go
Hey,
looking. I know. What time did you leave? You go to ask
happy.
that person. Yeah, and like what Oda said, in a closed cubicle, eventually you would think HR payroll would be like reaching out, and somebody would notice. And what if you were next to it? It had to be smelling in day two, maybe. Uh,
It's in Tempe, Arizona. It's hot there.
right.
Like,
Still, I don't
I
care
know.
how hot it is. Body
Yeah.
odor and a dead body are two different things.
Oh my God. So Ben Rob, welcome. Scar saying, how'd you lose your muscle mass? I didn't. I'm just under
What?
bad lighting. So Scar saying, how did you lose your muscle mass? I'm in terrible lighting right now. I'm on the road, so I'm doing the best I can with what I've got. So I did not
Yeah.
lose my muscle mass. It's
No.
still there. So it's still there. So
I got worse lighting than you, so I can imagine what I look at.
yeah,
And
I'm whited out right now.
you're
So
definitely all tits right there.
yeah. So it's still there. It's bad lighting. So there's not a lot I can do about it. I'm doing the best I can. So I unfortunately have never figured out good lighting. I leave that up to the photographers to do it, but
Well, if
you
they
know,
really want to see things, tell them to start throwing bits at you, and you'll see.
yeah, throw some shit at me. Throw some money. We don't make any money off of this. Throw money and we throw things. I mean, yeah, and probably I've got
There you
more
go, War
muscle than
Demon.
you. Thank you, War
Yeah.
Demon.
Hey,
I never understood that. You know, you get online and you see like these internet critics, not you. I'm talking about like these internet critics out there. They're like, that woman's so muscular. She's so manly because of her muscles. And it's like, well, hang on a second. If muscles make her manly, how come you don't have any?
there might be something else missing. There you go.
And Scar, thank you. I appreciate it very much. I'm not all titties anymore. I had them reduced. There's just a lot of everything closest to the camera looks biggest, right?
There you go.
So
So throw bits, and you guys will see.
Alex, is it downpoured where I'm at? Did it rain badly where you live? I'm going to assume so, but I've been in
Ooh,
North Carolina all week, which is why I haven't been online much. And let me tell you,
Today it
Not
rained,
being,
yes.
yeah, not being online much has been wonderful.
It's still raining.
Is it?
Today it's been a lot. Yeah.
It's been so bad this year with the
Yeah.
floods and stuff. So, yeah,
Well, that picture I sent you at least is good for the animals. So
that's true. And Winona says same thing happens at schools. You wouldn't believe how many kids wander off before an adult realizes it. Yeah, but kids, I mean, they're small, they're quick. There's usually they're all over the place.
they're
It's
like
so
ants.
yeah, yeah. Somebody I saw somebody once. I was like a father. It was on Instagram. There was a father of like I think he had 3 or 4, like 2 sets of twins or something,
Oh.
and he had them on those kid leashes.
Yeah.
So, and people were like losing their shit because he had the kids on leashes. And I know somebody who has dealt with 4
Yeah.
kids when they were
So do
young,
I.
and he's like, that's the only way you can do that, where you keep them safe, you keep them from getting
Right.
run over or running off or falling off of things. He's like, these people who are armchair critics have never dealt with 4 young children at once, so they
I
can,
saw it with my sister. She had them on the wrist when they first
yeah,
came out with them.
yep,
And it's a good thing because as soon as we hit the mall, they scattered like ants.
hmm
And it was
hmm
like, where are they? They're hiding under clothes racks. And
yeah,
mm,
yeah.
can't say I wouldn't have done the same.
My mom would lose her shit over my brother and I. Like we would hide under her clothes racks, and she would. And we
Hmm.
thought it was funny. Meanwhile, she was like
Yep.
having a meltdown. We didn't
Just having
know.
fun, being
Right.
kids.
So, Scar, yes, I have an Instagram account. I got a TikTok just to reserve my name, but I'm not on it. Instagram is real April Hunter. Twitter is April Hunter. Patreon April Hunter. aprilhunter.com. I'm super easy to find. And if you want me to move my chest, please, you can throw some biddies and we shake them titties. So it works out real easy. So promises. Does she live in a van down by the river? You guys, you're funny. And Alex, yes, I had a flash flood last week. So I was on my way back, came
Oh,
to the gym, or came back from the gym, and literally, a notary, what's up? Hi. And Wolf, hi. Um, the
I
sky
know.
opened up in the Oldmar West Chase area of Florida, which is between Tampa and Clearwater. And we had a flash flood that gave us more water and within about 90 minutes than we have for 3 days worth of the Hurricane Debbie. And it
Hmm.
was crazy. And I was
Yep.
outside in lightning the whole time, shoveling, putting drain things out there. I was insane. And I got to about 6:15, 6:30. I texted her and I said, emergency, can't do the show. There's no way we're flooding. So,
It was bad.
mm,
I think they said 8 to 10 inches that day. We had it up
yeah.
here too.
Yeah, I read 3 inches and I was like, there's no way that was 3 inches. There's
No,
no way.
no.
So I was my it was up like I had 3 sandbags on my door and it was up past the sandbags.
I
So
sure
and the
hope
water
there's no
was coming in.
meteorologists in the group here, right?
No,
Good,
no.
because weatherman get it all wrong every fucking time.
Yeah, they do. So you know what? I
So-
posted about it, right? I was pissed. We got no warning at all.
right,
Nothing.
right.
And I said, it said that day we only had a 3% chance of rain. What the
Hmm.
fuck? It would have been nice to get some kind of a warning with that kind of craziness.
Right.
How am I supposed to leave and feel okay about leaving with that kind of thing going on? A meteorologist actually tweeted me back and he goes, you don't know how to read the weather reports. And I was like, I don't. He's like, no. He said, when it says 3% chance of rain, because that means it's only affecting 3% of the area you live in.
Okay. Well, we know that.
So I didn't know that. So
Oh,
a 89% chance of rain means that it's affecting nearly the entire area you live
right,
in.
right.
So that explains why 3% it only affected this much of Tampa Bay. So I
Yeah,
didn't.
but it was way worse than that. It was all the way up our coastline.
Yeah, but
It just
that's
exploded.
3% of it hit you, it hit
Oh,
me, it hit West Chase. But I have other friends in Tampa Bay that are like, you're lying. It's dry as anything here. So
okay. Well, there stood should
yay. I said,
severe weather alert or something would have been nice.
anything,
So I get
anything.
you.
And if I had not come home from the gym at the time I did, I wouldn't have been able to because the streets flooded.
Well, glad that's over with, and hopefully that won't happen again.
Hell no. So now that more of you are here, here's a question. Here's 2 questions. Again, I'm in Orlando, Fanboy Expo this weekend on Saturday the 7th. So please come see me because it's going to be an amazing convention. I will be at OCC Roadhouse on Halloween the 31st. I'm back in what is that? What
Lake
I can never
Collecticon.
remember. Lake Collecticon up in I know. It always happens. Just look, Lake Collecticon on the 27th. So
it's Mount Dora area.
yes, Mount Dora area. I always forget the name, but they're doing a Halloween thing too. So the whole September, October is a very busy time for anyone who all the Comic Cons and the cosplayers and stuff like that.
There's another one
Leesburg, Bigwig, thank you, Leesburg. So
there's the Scream Queen thing or something too.
Yep, that's the 31st. OCC Roadhouse in Tampa.
That's right. Got it.
And let's see. And if you are a little concerned about your money, I have a link for you to check out. It's aprilhunter.gold. You can invest in precious metals with as little as $50, and you can do a recurring buy. This is Wolfpack Gold. They've been around for a while. They are veteran owned. It's not me. It's a veteran owned company. And if you do a recurring buy, you can use the code 1776. That's easy to remember, and get some free constitutional silver. So if you want to make sure that you are not going to, have any more dollar devaluation, to keep your money steady and a finite resource, especially with Brooks coming and a lot of the financial insecurities that have been happening, invest in some gold, some silver, and
I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, me too. You're supposed to diversify with a bunch of different things, and
right. And use
pay,
cash.
Yeah, and use cash to pay. Use cash across the board. It discourages them from going to all that digital currency.
Plus all the fees.
Yes. So you have a couple funny stories to talk about, and we're going to talk about the a theory later in a little bit too. But what was what you had? You want to talk about one of your funny stories?
Okay, Yellowstone National Park.
Yeah.
So I have this calendar. Anyway, this little known fact I can't believe I didn't know. Yellowstone National Park, there's a 50 square mile area where anything goes. It's a legal loophole in the U.S. Constitution. There's no way to prosecute anybody for doing anything there. So you can literally kill somebody and not get charged with murder there. Felonies, including murder, misdemeanors, other crimes, are guaranteed trial by jury under the Constitution, but are unpunishable there. So it is subject to legal papers, books, documentaries, and says 2022 is the last one. And they still haven't closed the loophole. So it's been there all these years, 50 square miles.
That's a awfully large area to be able to do anything you want.
I think we all should check that out because it might be a good purge. So you can't get in trouble if you're purging. That's right. So I'm surprised more people don't know about that.
Well, they don't listen to this show. We have all the weird, interesting facts. So, okay, if you're ever going to do something questionable,
that's where you go.
Look into that area. Oh, Cole Austin Dude says I'm back. What I miss? Oh, you missed a legal loophole.
Legal loophole. 50 square miles where you can do anything you want in the United States.
It's a screw up from the Constitution. Canada Spaceman says, I just saw an April wrestling match from Japan. I never knew April was working there. Sure was. That was one of my go-tos for a long time. I was one of the only gaijin foreigners to go back and forth for a while. They weren't taking that many girls. It was myself and Sarah Del Rey and cheerleader Melissa. They weren't bringing the Western girls over. But I worked for A to Z. I worked for 01. I worked for who else did I work for there? Neo. I worked. I was in a Corky and sold out headlining. Yeah, did the whole thing. So yeah,
didn't you do a commercial over there?
Yes, I did. Toyota commercial. I did a film over there too. Yeah, I'm huge in Japan. Literally, like at my height.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw
Yes,
that match you posted the other day. It
yes.
was really good.
Okuzai Nimizu. So
Oh
yeah,
boy.
I had to learn my basics. Sumimasen, Ohio. So,
Well,
yes,
that's cool.
yes. So mhm.
What was that other one that you had? Funny story.
Oh, from the other day that I just posted?
No, the underwire bras.
Oh, no, that was your story. You do it. That's
Okay,
that one I just think is so strange.
can you make sushi? That's a good question. Wade, can you make
I
sushi?
no, but can you?
Maybe it's time to take a class on that. um, company issues a policy banning workers from wearing underwire bras. Okay, so I'm not well endowed. I'm not April, but I can't
I wouldn't
imagine.
wear an underwire bra anyway. Those things suck. They're bad
um,
juju.
apparently so. So a corporate company, back to corporate company again, uh, did this and said, "Hey, women can't wear underwire bras." Well, some women have to. Not me, but some people do. So you're telling somebody a dress code going into your work in, let's say, it's probably Wells Fargo's cubicle again, that you're going to go in there and you're not allowed to wear an underwire, and people make fun of you because your boobs are sagging down to your rear end. And so,
Well,
how
okay.
can they dictate that? That's wrong.
First off, here's a fun fact that has very little to do with this. Did you know bras actually make your tits sag?
They say that, but I
No, no,
again,
no.
I wouldn't know.
They don't say that because they're trying to sell you bras. Bras
Hmm.
actually make your boobs sag because they make the muscle lax. So if
Hmm.
your muscle is forced to hold your tits up and you work it out, then okay. So it's like anything else. If you have something going like this, right?
Right.
Then why is your pec muscle gonna work? But if you have something like this, then your pec muscle is gonna work to stay where they are.
Right.
So bras actually do the opposite, just like rubber, certain shoes do. Certain shoes, the reason why so
Hmm.
many people have foot problems is
Oh,
because
that's another one.
they work out everything else except for their feet. So their
Right.
feet muscles, they wear shoes in their house. They're not going barefoot enough. They're not walking on sand. You have to go barefoot to keep your feet strong, your feet muscles
Hmm.
strong. So at a certain point in your life, about midway, your foot muscles have gotten so weak from wearing shoes that your everything falls,
Hmm.
your arches fall, your everything starts to fall, and you have foot problems. So go
Fact.
barefoot, and
That's
just
a
like
fact.
your titties start to fall if you wear a bra. We are
All
not
right. Well,
designed to
you know
wear.
what? I think I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to see how that goes. Just not wear a bra to work tomorrow and just say,
There you go.
"Hey,
But
free
beyond that,
range."
I disagree. I disagree with that whole concept. How can a company designate legally what you can
Right.
wear for underwear? It's none of their goddamn business. It's one thing to do
Right. A
a
regular dress code. You
uniform.
should look nice. Yeah.
Yeah, but how can they tell you now if you're working like for an MRI? That's you know what I mean. But how can a
Right.
company tell you if you can wear a underwire bra or not? I would never
Well,
wear one. I think they're stupid. But still, it's a sets a precedent
yeah.
for
I read more into it after I sent that to you, and
yeah.
apparently there's been 5 cases around the United States within the last year about this exact situation. And it's one thing if it's a prison or something like that, because you can set up metal detectors. There's other reasons. But um, I'm sorry, I was just reading this comment. But in order to say you have to look nice, but you can't wear this type of bra, well, then they ought to say you can't wear a thong or you can't go free balling.
Yeah.
So, what are men going to do if they're not allowed to go free balling to work?
I don't know. Excuse me. I've got asthma up here from the beautiful flora that I'm not used to. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of the sports bra, Alex, for sure.
Oh,
So,
there's your corgis.
yeah, I got corkies.
Yes, Red
Where?
Sunny,
Huh?
corgos. You got bits.
Thank you, Red Sunny. Sent some biddies. So we should flex them titties. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yes, free range balls, exactly. So I
Hmm.
saw a couple other things. Game Man. Let's see. Hello, hello. Oh, Kahuna. What's up, Chuck? I know I know you're working some crazy hours. And let's see. I saw another one. that was interesting. Oh, Winona says about that little square 50-mile radius where you can do anything you want. She says, so I can bring somebody there I hate, run them over, and no one can do shit. Hang on, let
Right.
me get my list.
Yeah, somebody else said, "Hey, can we stab somebody there?" Absolutely. Apparently, by the law, it says you can.
I know.
So
Okay, I admit it.
I
You
would
all
do
had
it.
a COVID list, right? I had a COVID list. We had a COVID list.
I got
You
a longer
all
list than
you
that. Not
all
just
had a
COVID.
COVID list. We all had the COVID list with, like
You suck.
a couple names on there that we would just like,
Yep, you're it.
yeah, if this person
Yes, yes, the
yeah,
purge. Exactly.
exactly. It's the purge. So
When are we all going to meet there? Bring our people on the list.
I know. We should like make a party invitation thing. Like we could do a horror movie type of thing. Like, oh, it's a theme party. Come dressed like this, and then your COVID list people show up, and then you're like, ha ha ha.
Starring April Hunter. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
All right. What else you got?
Scar. Je suis désolé. Mon français is not so
Uh-oh.
good. So let's see. War Demon. Uh, he says, "What if there are used needles on the ground?" Would that be no, exactly. So here's one of the things I wanted to talk about with you guys. And by the way, here's another thing. What's your opinion on going back to Tuesday nights? So we switched to Wednesdays to accommodate Ray, but a lot of people were fans of doing the Tuesday night, including BRV, Colin, and so they asked about running it through you guys to see. I was like, well,
Are you
so
thinking the same time, April?
probably yeah, 7 to
Okay.
8. So I'm all for it. I don't mind at all. Sounds good. Yeah, so let me know. I'm good either way. Yeah, I would love your input on that because I don't want to
Mhm.
switch if it's not going to work for you all. But
So, Allie, why is Tuesdays better? I mean,
okay,
what's your opinion on Tuesdays?
okay. Either way's fine with me. Tuesdays. Oh wow. Okay, I'm
Wow.
getting like a unanimous thing here. That's great. Okay, then I'll see what we can do. Unfortunately, Tuesdays are good. Wednesdays have more competing events. Ah, okay. All right.
It's like the halfway point of the work week.
Yeah. Yeah. So, oh, thank you, Bigwig. All right, this is some
That's
good
awesome.
feedback. I appreciate that.
There you go. Well, they'll be special now, Allie. We go
Yeah,
back to Tuesdays.
that was the original intent behind doing it Tuesdays. When people have, even if you have a 4-day weekend, usually you're back
Hmm.
in the swing of things by Tuesday. And for me, if I have to travel and go to like a convention or go travel,
Hmm.
I'm usually back by Tuesday and can still do
That makes sense to me
something.
too. I'm good with it. Of course,
Okay,
as a
all
fan.
right.
As a fan.
Gosh. So, all right, Big Titty Tuesday. And let me tell you something, you guys. See you next Wednesday doesn't have the same ring.
See you Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Now that's something. So,
Big
all
Titty
right,
Tuesday. That's pretty
yeah,
good.
Big Titty Tuesday. There's so many more fun
Oh yeah.
things about.
Yeah,
That,
don't
that
even
was
go
that
tacos.
was awful English, but you know what I'm saying. So many more good things.
That's all right. Yeah, never mind.
Yes, yes, exactly. So, all right. So, one of the things that I wanted to talk about, there's a bunch of things. We can hit on some other small things on the way out. But, all right. So, if the collective energy you guys may have noticed that um, the collective energy sometimes, especially, it's an election year, right? So, everybody's like
Oh yeah.
all over the place. So I think the collective energy is not well, and it has not been well for a while now. And if the collective energy is sick, if the energy and vibration is suffering and down, if this is a spiritual war, then the intention could be Um, it could have been very intentive the entire way. Now, what I mean by this is I started thinking, right, when you know how I have been about the jab and how I think a lot of things have led to that. And I think
Mhm.
I was wrong with something. And I hate
Oh,
being
really?
wrong. I hate being wrong, but in this particular case, I think I was wrong.
Okay.
Not that I hate being wrong. I'll admit that I'm wrong, but I think I put too much on that. And here's what I started thinking about. You know how like when a lot of people have gotten COVID, one of the first things that happens to them is they lose their sense of smell and they lose their taste. Well, this is an area of the brain, the olfactory, which is in the prefrontal cortex. So, what else is affected um, in the prefrontal cortex? Well, it affects rational thinking, it
Mm,
affects memory, it affects emotions, and it affects your cognitive abilities.
right.
So, and some people never fully get their sense of smell or taste back to the full degree. Uh, so the fact that this happens every time you get COVID, or for at least 60% of the people out there, is alarming, and that is actual prefrontal cortex damage.
Right.
So, and people are getting this over and over again. So stay with me on this one, okay? There's more. Now, have you noticed that people are slower than ever? They're more emotional than ever. They're more angry than ever. They're more aggressive than ever. Their memory is shorter than ever, and they don't have as much um, ability to reason and logic. Again, this is all
Mhm.
tied in. Now, again, this is all a theory. It's just a theory. I don't have my tinfoil hat to put on right now. But again, it's a theory. And I'm going to say allegedly with this. This is correlation, not causation. However, I have found an astounding amount of medical papers globally to back up this theory. That's why I'm bringing it up to you because I have dug into it. So, one of the things people complain about the most after COVID is brain fog.
Right. Mhm.
One of the things we have noticed is that the medical community is blaming a lot on other things, like they're saying gardening is causing heart attacks and playing video games is causing heart attacks. Well, they're also saying, menopause is causing brain fog. All of a sudden, we're seeing that, menopause is causing this, menopause is causing that. It's like it's not okay.
No.
This is all new. These are all new things, and we now know, even though fact checkers disagreed, we now know that COVID was a man altered bioweapon.
Right.
So, when the prefrontal cortex is altered or damaged, and that is the area that is used for a what is it when they get the back in the 60s and 70s that they
Oh,
gave Rose
lobotomy.
lobotomy. That's the area they
Mhm.
give you a lobotomy. So, when they there was a gentleman who received he got a pierced in the prefrontal cortex. After that, he was never the same again. He became very, very aggressive, very violent.
Mm.
Rosemary Kennedy of the Kennedys,
Oh,
um,
yeah.
she
Oh,
was
she was
given
kept a
lobotomy.
secret.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
so that's why when people are like, "Well, the family of the Kennedys, they vote for Biden." It's like the family of the Kennedys gave Rosemary Kennedy a lobotomy and then hit her afterwards because they screwed it up. So I'm not worried about what they
Right.
think.
Which is
Um,
why there was a lot of that in mental institutions.
exactly. So Rosemary Kennedy became almost, she regressed back into a childlike, almost catatonic.
Mm.
So now, if you look at our cognitive abilities as a whole in this country, one of the ways you can do that is look at the auto accident reports.
Mm.
So cross-check the auto accidents since 2020, and you'll see they have gone through the fucking roof along with our insurance rates.
Oh, yeah.
So, and a lot of people are going to be like, well, that's texting and driving. It's not, though. We've had
No.
texting and driving for forever.
Mhm.
When did texting and driving start? At least a decade and a half ago.
90s. Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, early
The flip
2000s.
phones.
Yeah. So we've had texting and driving. What we haven't had is a bioweapon virus that attacks the prefrontal cortex. Again, correlation, not causation. However, however, if you go to New England Journal of Medicine, there is a very interesting paper. If you go to nejm.org, I'm going to send you the link. Hang on. I'll put it in the chat right now if you want to check.
What did you see on that?
So this is prospective memory assessment before and after COVID-19.
Okay.
The summary I will give you, or you can look it up. I won't. Basically, there are memory problems. I'm going to give you another one. I'm going to give you all these links that I looked up. So here's another one. British. There we
Medical
go.
Journal.
Yes, accept the cookies. Causal effects of COVID-19 on structural changes in the specific brain regions. A Mendelian randomization study. So this is the conclusions. Our study indicates a suggestively significant association between genetic predisposition to COVID-19 and atrophy in specific functional regions of the human brain. Patients with COVID-19 and cognitive impairment should be actively managed to alleviate neurocognitive symptoms and minimize long-term effects. By the way, there's good news to this. There are options. Here's that link. Paste it, just so you have it. I don't want to give you say things and not give you the information. Which is one? Okay. And there's a really interesting one out of China. Okay.
Hey, War Demon, we were talking about possibly changing it back to Tuesdays. What's your opinion?
Yeah, what is your opinion on that? There's a...
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's okay. There's some medical research straight out of China that says that, yes, this is definitely causing brain damage in that region, that prefrontal cortex of the brain. And what's interesting, I'm going to send you an article right now that's even more fascinating. The prefrontal cortex is called the consciousness area of the brain. Now, this is fascinating, huh? Yeah, it's the third eye. It's called the consciousness area. It's also the area, in addition to cognitive abilities, reason, emotion, and memory, it's the area that is responsible for feelings, for spirituality.
Right.
So,
what better way to get to us than squashing us? Yep.
Boom.
Sorry.
So, again, this is what I started off with. This is what I'm saying. If the collective energy is sick, if the collective energy, since we are all connected, if the collective energy is not doing well, if the vibe is low, if we are suffering, if this is a spiritual war, this could have been the intention the entire time, especially if this was a man-made, as we know it is, a man-made bioweapon. It could have been made specifically to target that part of your brain.
There is also the possibility that is, if it didn't get some people, then with that, I'm sorry, I'm seeing a question in the chat that's confusing.
Are you gay? I'm so gay. I am gay for Coldplay. I am gay for salted dark chocolate.
Where'd that come from?
I am gay for corgis. I am not gay for underwire bras. Not at all.
There you go. Sorry, I lost my thought when I saw that. I'm like, okay. So anyway.
Are you gay? Are you gay? You are gay.
Love it. It amazes me that when they made that, let's say bioweapon, I think it wasn't just meant for up there. It's also the heart, the lungs. So if you can affect 40% of the population with their brain or sickness, depending back on big pharma, death, not due to COVID, but could have been the jab as well.
Well, I think the jab is the one-two punch.
Yeah.
The COVID affects the brain, and the jab for
Somebody
quite a
mentioned
lot of
about the
people
flu.
affects the heart and the blood, so with blood clots, and
Right.
so you got the psh, psh. But on the good news, I will tell you there are things you can do.
Mhm.
Your brain is incredibly there's a lot of neuroplasticity, and it's very, very easy to heal if you want to heal it. So this is not something you have to live with and deal with. If you don't want to deal with brain fog, if you don't want to deal with less memory, if you don't want to deal with being limited cognitively, you can train your way out of this, and you can take supplements. So if
Mhm.
you look into plasmalogens are
Mm.
natural and they're derived from sea scallops. Uh, so they are given to people that are, coming out of comas that have neurological deficits. So plasmalogens, that's one thing to look into. Look
That's
into
interesting.
mushrooms, mushroom blends, supplements.
Mhm.
Look into
Which I take.
yep, psychedelic mushrooms also activate and help neuroplasticity. Look into psychedelics in general. These can help you greatly. Look into things like L-theanine, GABA. There's quite a few, there's quite a few kind of smart supplements that help with your neurotransmitters and neuroplasticity. You can do a
Mhm.
little digging there. You can also do prefrontal cortex exercises.
Oh,
So,
really? Okay.
yeah, there's a lot of things like, for example, discipline is
Health.
one of them. Not
Mhm.
being, not having, if you have impulse control, start being disciplined. If you have a tendency, buy it now, or uh, you know,
Mhm.
go and do it now. Don't do that, and that changes your neuroplasticity in your brain.
That goes
So,
right back to a lot of things that you've talked about on here, where you've had Jimmy G on here talking about
mhm,
the more you, I don't want to say meditate, but that is a key word there.
mhm, mhm.
Relaxation, pay attention, open your mind to other things, nature, focusing on one specific thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, Instead of three or four at the same time, slow down
Yep.
because that helps. Reading's a big one.
Reading's a big one. Playing games is a
That's
big one. Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Um,
yeah, there's you can look that up and see there are things you can
mm,
do to actually heal your brain. So,
yep.
so all these things we're telling you, this is not where you need to stay. You can move out of that area if you feel like you've been affected and you're not where you used to be, or
Mhm.
a lot of people
You
say
don't
they
have
feel
to
like
get a
they
novel. You can just go buy magazines. You can find things on
short
the
stories.
online. Right,
Yeah.
whatever. Short
Yeah,
stories are awesome.
I always wanted to read like the great Russian authors and Colette, and but their novels are like this fucking thick, right?
Right.
So you can find versions where they have short stories, and then I feel so accomplished when I'm like, I just read Dostoevsky.
Yep.
Granted, it was 12 pages, and I finished the story, but hey, I did it.
All right, I'm gonna do a cheap plug because Monty's behind you on
Oh
the
yes,
shelf. You should do short stories where Monty is traveling. There you
there you
go.
go. Yeah, this is
Cheap
my
plug.
book. This is my book.
Yeah.
So, you know what's funny? I actually one of the one of the short books that I read and felt super accomplished about. I went back and reread Charlotte's Web, and
Mm. I don't even
I
remember that. I should read it.
yeah, it was actually really good. So I'll go back and read like children's novels or teen novels. Like, I'm telling you, Hunger Games. Those three books were so good.
I know
So
you said that
yeah,
too.
they're so good. They're not the movie only just skims
Yeah.
over. Yeah, E.B. White, thank you. Yes, so good.
And then, well, that's why I'm reading Discovery of Witches. It's actually 3
Mhm,
seasons, 3
mhm,
books. So anyway,
yeah. And Alex asked, will it be on the same time? Yeah, I think it would still say 7 o'clock on Tuesday if we switch back.
I see some
So
new people that joined us in here too.
yeah, hello, hello, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Winona says we're having psyop tactics used on us again with stupid catchphrases, such as "We're not going back" and "Strength through joy" use on us, which FYI, jokes on you. So yeah,
Mm.
I know it's interesting. Strength through joy. If you do a really quick Google search, strength through joy was originally used by Nazi Germany Yes, in World War II. So
Okay.
just do a quick search, Strength Through Joy, World War II, and that was their entire campaign.
You make
It's
me want to do that right
alarming.
now.
Yeah,
Wow.
please
Okay.
do. Please do. Do you see it with the symbols and everything?
I'm pulling it up right now.
That was their thing. That was their thing. So it's just like, hey, hang on a second. Why are like they have to know this? You know,
Well, of course they know this.
it's
Yeah.
it's literally this administration has the highest paid PR campaign in history, I think, is what they said, which is why we're seeing all the, being inundated with. They bought fake headlines on Google. So yeah, you seeing it?
Yes. Yes.
Hold it up.
Oh, yeah. Well, that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything from propaganda, a weapon of war,
Yep.
how Britain hoped to avoid war with Germany in the 1930s,
Hmm.
all related to the same comments. Oh, guess what? The number one thing came up though. Nothing to do with that. Kamala Harris.
Of course. Well,
That's
the manipulation, big tech is big tech is very much in on
That's
this.
exactly what you just
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
I do you think I look her up? She's not my algorithm. I can tell you that. Um,
So speaking of
maybe
all
she's
that,
gay. I don't know. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
maybe she's gay.
Maybe she's
Um,
gay.
yeah, when I noticed this, I was like, I would say, realized that the first time I heard it, and I was like, wait, what? Yeah, I know,
Yeah, thanks for bringing that
I
up. We're gonna
know.
look into
Strength
that
through
more.
joy. It's like, wait, what are we? It was 100 years ago.
It's
And
never
hello,
mind. Sorry.
unrealistic Cliff Burton.
Yeah.
um, Canada Spaceman says, "Do you think Goebbels invented it?" I think he. Hang on. I think he observed what the commies had already done. Well, I mean,
Mm.
the average person in America thinks that we live in a free market society.
And then we
They
can do
think,
anything we want, anytime we want.
yeah,
Uh,
it's interesting. They think that this is an actual free market, and it's not.
no.
So they think that we're dealing with all this evil because it's a free market. If this was a true free market, you would have more than one choice when you move
Mm.
with your power company. My power company, actually, even though we're talking about eco, we have to go green, green, green. My power company in
Yeah.
Tampa, in fucking Tampa, Tampa Electric Company is owned in, wait for it, Canada. Canada. So the last thing that you want to do when you're trying to go green and eco is be global, be a globalist, because everybody knows eat local, shop local, buy local. That's how you're green. But
Right.
these corporations are lying to us about everything.
Hmm.
So this is not a true free market. What we are in is a corporatism. It's a corporatocracy, which is a form of fascism, and it's been this way for it's been this way for a while, and it's been this way through multiple left right shifts. So
Right.
a corporatocracy is not free market. It's not. So I see a
Here's
lot
a
of people pushing for communism. They think Europe communism, Europe communism, Europe communism. These are happy people. Let me fucking tell you something, okay? Europe, these countries who are happy, they're not fucking communism. They're not socialism. Okay, they're not socialist, okay?
mhm.
These European countries that are so happy, they are free markets. They're legitimately free markets. So they're free market with some socialist programs, but they are considered 100% across the board free markets. So Sweden, Denmark, these countries are free markets.
Wonder what would happen if somebody just created their own electric grid and
Mhm.
they'll of course come around and shut it down. You can't do that. That's not fair. You should be able to do those things.
Yeah.
You were talking about
Remember
small
they freaked out
businesses.
when we wanted to do solar
Oh yeah.
in Florida. They put a stop to us having independent solar,
Yep.
and that was
Now there's
Duke Energy.
ways around it, but
Mhm.
you gotta search. You gotta find people that do it.
Mhm.
We were talking about small businesses the other day in that video that somebody did. That anytime you go into a small business and you want to support them, if you're on any of the social networking, Facebook, Instagram, somebody had done a walkthrough video for a small business and just to help promote them. Shop small, don't shop big. It
Mhm.
was just a bookstore locally near me, and it was fantastic. A lady drove all the way from Orlando, um, and did it on her Instagram without even showing her face. Just, hey, what a cute place this was, and promoted it, tagged them, and they were
Mhm.
so happy. Anytime you walk into something like that, a small business, do what you can to support them.
Definitely. 100%. Um, yeah, small business is the backbone of this country, a backbone of a lot of countries.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I beg of you, please learn what the systems are so you
Hmm.
understand. Please look up and see what what socialism truly is. Please look up what capitalism truly is. Please look up what corporatism and a corporatocracy truly is. That would be America, and understand the difference so that you aren't confused and easily led um, into a shit show of somebody
Hmm.
trying to push socialism on you. Because once you get there, it is really hard to get back, and you're going to take the rest of us down with you, and we don't want that. So
Right.
no, no, okay, no. So there's that. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, if you, I just want to remind you too, the same news that's owned by just six, again, corporations. Same
Right.
news owned by six corporations are the same ones putting the polls out.
Oh
So
yeah.
the polls are lying to us,
Hmm.
just like they lied to us about the COVID numbers. They're lying to us about the side effects. They're lying to us about the inflation numbers while they drop things off like coffee that's gone up 78% in the last fucking 5 months. They're lying to us about everything. They have like they're not suddenly getting more honest. Like, oh, yeah, we kind of lied about bat soup, and we kind of lied about it being airborne, and we kind of
Hmm.
lied about, rare side effects. But now we're being honest. Now we're being
Yeah.
totally honest. Yeah, that's happening.
Yep.
So
Sure.
keep that in mind, okay? And
Hmm.
Madness Comic Network, what's up? Yeah, how many of you have ever been polled? So I put one up that Elon Musk put up, and people were so mad because it showed like 78 to like 20 something percent. It was
Hmm.
completely opposite of what the polls were telling
Redacted
us.
did one too.
Yeah, and this was the people poll, and Musk
Yep.
said this is a super unscientific poll
Hmm.
done on social media by the actual people. And everybody, I put it up, and people were like mad. They're like, "That's not real. That's not real." I said,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
he says it's unscientific, but it might be the most real poll out there.
Yep. I believe
So
that. I haven't been polled about the election, but yes, I've been polled about other things throughout the years. But that's when you used to have a house phone, they would call, national polling. I think now, where do they even get this from?
yeah, I know.
So, so the polls don't listen to mainstream media.
Yeah, it says 75% of people on X are for Trump. I don't know if that's the case, because I think everyone's on X these days. I
Right.
used to think that Threads was very left leaning, and I don't think that anymore because I'm seeing a lot of right leaning on there now. So I'm not sure anything is any particular way at all anymore. The only thing I know for sure is that Google, YouTube, and Meta are definitely left leaning because
Hmm.
they censor like crazy the ads and all of that. Like I always get a Kamala ad before any YouTube video I watch over and over and over again. I was getting all the Biden ads. So they just push that. And Meta has admitted that was a
Yep.
crazy thing
I was
this
just
week,
going to bring
right?
that up.
Oh
Yep.
my God, go ahead.
I'm actually ecstatic that it's coming out finally in a
Hmm.
bigger, and it's being run on the all media platforms.
Yeah,
Yes.
and Fred says the AI images of Harris, Trump, and Musk is very disturbing.
There's some
We're,
pretty
we're,
good
gonna- we're
memes coming out.
yeah, we're gonna get to the point where we don't even know what's real anymore.
Honestly, some of that stuff, I don't know if it is
I
or
know.
isn't. I mean, we
Yeah,
talked, or actually you talked about on here about the AI voices.
yeah,
So if
yep,
they're,
yep.
yeah, that's, yeah, I agree, Fred.
Yep. And it's so crazy. Like you have like one side pointing the finger and saying commie, and you got another one pointing the side and saying Nazi.
Hmm.
And it's like most people don't know what any of that actually is or means. So not you people, because I know my viewers are smart. So
Yes, they are.
excuse me. But yeah, it's
But
it's it's crazy. But yeah, go on. So Zuckerberg this week.
yes.
Come on.
Uh, so yes, him coming, and I didn't get a chance to read all details, honestly, but him just being put in a corner and saying, "Yeah, they government approached me, wanted me to do this," and not that we already didn't know. Honestly, we all did.
We
It's just
knew.
nice
Yeah.
to finally hear somebody that large,
Mhm.
who's always been for the government, to
Yep.
say, "Wait a minute, they were paying me to do this."
They sense yeah, he admitted he admitted and apologized for
Yep.
censoring during COVID, during the election, all of it. It's like we
Now
knew
what
that.
happens though?
I know exactly.
That's what alright, so, Meta owns Instagram also, which owns Threads, so they're all
Mhm.
connected somehow, they're run right.
Zuck the
Good one.
Obama cuck, LOL. Nice one, Madness.
Yep. All work together, don't they?
Yeah, Jacob says, "Amazing. We're just confirmed over and over and over. We were always right about what's going on." It's true.
You're gonna have to
Like
put on your tinfoil hat.
everybody calls you a conspiracy theorist,
Mhm.
but I mean, you look at the people who were forced to figure stuff out on their own. I mean, honestly, they. I mean, the people out there who are called conspiracy theorists, they've been
Mhm.
right across the board over and over again for the most part.
Oh, doesn't
For the
that
most
include
part.
you? Okay.
Yeah, I don't have what have I been wrong on so far?
I don't
No,
know, come
wait,
on, fan.
I feel like there's gotta be at least something. Yeah, Madness goes, "There's no conspiracy theories, there's just spoiler alerts," right? It's
Yep.
true. So, it's funny, I felt like
Uh-huh.
yeah, tell me. So, I feel like it's like the whole time I saw memes on my friend sent me, thank you, Ty, and it's like, I'm standing there and there's boats, and it's like, "Hey, watch out for the waterfall," and it's like, "You're a conspiracy theorist, fuck you, where do you get your information from? You're not an expert." And then that last one is source, and then the boats go over and they all crash. Like that's what the last 4.5 years has been like for me.
And
I
it's
want to
gonna
tell
be the same going forward unless people open their eyeballs
I
and
know.
use that third eye.
Yeah, that's it. That's you really have to learn how to be discerning. I want to tell you something I wrote the other day because every week I write something. You know, but this one I get inspired over whatever and I'll write. And I wrote this um because of what I just told you, but I wrote it because a lot of people I know who were doctors and virologists and cardiologists and who were experts in their field or who I consulted with, they were deplatformed. They were called quacks.
Mhm.
They were told they were discredited. They had their licenses threatened. I still see every time I see Robert Kennedy Jr.'s name, they always lead in with anti-vaxxer Robert Kennedy,
Mhm.
conspiracy theorist Robert Kennedy, and it's like it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's like nobody
Right.
cares anymore, but they always try to do that. So what I wrote was do the research, speak the truth. It doesn't even matter if you have a string of letters behind your name or not. When people want validation instead of information, they'll call you and all your letters quack. So the level of expert or not, um, hang on, level of expert or not is in serious question when half the experts are paid shills and the other half are discredited en masse by media pushing a narrative. Brought to you by Pfizer. And quite honestly, the studies have proven that the more formally educated one is, the easier they are to indoctrinate. And this is true. Um, Learn how to figure out what's real and what's not. Hint, nearly nothing truthful is on mainstream media platforms. Learn how to think freely, objectively, and even question your own mind, your own beliefs. But most of all, learn to follow the money. That is where the truth is. So, and sometimes you have to go layers and layers and layers and layers deep into things.
Your
So,
writing's phenomenal.
thank you. Thank you. I
There's
appreciate that.
somebody in the chat that's on YouTube.
Huh?
Um,
Oh,
I don't have
Scar.
access to.
Scar, you're gonna have to go to patreon.com, April Hunter. Okay, or aprilhunter.com. That is the
Yeah.
time and place to ask for these things. Right here, we're talking about other things. So appreciate you being here, but those types of requests are good for that area. So patreon.com, April Hunter, and I will be happy to chat with you more
Mhm.
there.
Support
Um,
April over there.
that's right. Winona says, interesting question about all the reveals as of late. Do you think that is in part due to everyone's collective energy linking up? That's a good
Could
question.
be.
I saw a cool theory that after the assassination attempt, our collective put us on a different timeline because it wasn't successful. I saw that video,
Mm.
and I've been thinking about it. I don't know if that's true or not,
Oh, I
but
haven't seen that.
I sent it to you. That was that guy Jordan something or the other.
Oh, okay.
That
Sorry.
was a guy walking
Yes.
in the woods talking about it. He had a theory
Yes.
that the assassination attempt put us on a different timeline, and he was saying that Trump may not be the right guy. He may not be the best guy for the job, but he's the guy that we need now because we need a fucking jackhammer
That's right.
of an agent. We don't need to take him home to mom. We don't need to be best friends with him. We don't doesn't matter what his character is. That's not what matters. We need him to be an agent who's strong enough for
Mhm.
this country to go out there and be like, fuck you, we're getting everything back on track. You're not
Right.
doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. And we're going to eat the meat, not the bugs.
Right.
And we're not going to go to digital currency and you can suck my dick. That's what we need Trump to do.
Mhm.
And he may not
Mm.
be the best guy for the job. He may not be the best president. He may not be whatever, but we'll have somebody better after him. We just need the jackhammer right now. And it made, I never voted for him, but that particular thing made sense to me. And
It does.
the whole point of it was that the fact that he was supposed to obviously die, that's why they dumped the stock the day before. The corporations
Mhm.
dumped the stock. That's why they had nothing to say afterwards because they didn't expect it not to work. So they obviously tried to kill him.
Yeah.
So that allegedly put us on a slightly different timeline and it's creating an awakening.
Well, you can change, and anybody. Just speaking of tarot and anything, no matter what you've ever heard or what somebody tells you, you can change the outcome.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I saw that too.
So thank you, Canada. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Uh,
Um,
going back to something you said a few minutes ago. Okay, sorry, I was
I'm
reading
not
all
sure.
these to you.
What am I reading here? Matt Dog says, I have a question for you. When update for your thing that you're a politician. Okay, I'm not sure I quite understand that. Maybe that's voice text not coming through right. So, yeah, Jamie says, I'm not the hero you wanted, but I'm the villain you needed.
That's right.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
y-
yeah, maybe.
just what people. I think we talked about what Harris proposed on that bill for the environmental green bill.
Yeah.
Um, that alone is enough just to vote for somebody else,
Hmm.
because what she's proposing is huge, to do away with meat, to do away with cows,
Yeah.
to have the government running our food supply,
Yeah.
everything from
We've already been
electricity,
working towards
our
getting rid of our food
utilities.
supply. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
all
that's
this is
socialism
proposed
right
by
there. That's the
Harris.
socialism. And look at
Yeah.
the capital gains tax she wants to do. She will tax people's homes every year on the unrealized capital gains tax.
Hmm.
That if you think rent is unreasonable now, wait until that happens. You guys are not going to be able to afford anything. Your kids are never going to move out. It is
Hmm.
going to be a shit show because that will be passed down and homeowners are going to be in trouble. Real estate investors are going to be screwed. It will be a real problem.
Yep.
So,
Which again,
Jake,
we're going to lean on government, big pharma for
government,
help.
government.
They
Yeah.
control, and
Cover me
it goes
harder,
right back around.
daddy. Cover me harder. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Tell me what to do. Give me some money. Tax me, baby. Yeah. Tell me what to
Yep.
eat. I want the bugs. Fuck you.
Bug powder.
Seriously. Fuck you. Although I heard some
Yep.
bugs are actually quite tasty, like silkworms. Don't tell me to eat
All
them
right.
though. Let me try them on my own. Fuck you.
That's the point. Yes.
Right. Right. Let me try it on my own. I want to make it. I want the choice.
Yeah,
Choice.
rents
Choice.
are
Choice.
very high.
Yeah.
Yes. And
And
that's everywhere.
Jacob
Everywhere.
says voting for Trump is voting for the anti-establishment and the anti-agenda. More people are voting against the regime than voting for Trump.
Exactly.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
we've got a long history of voting. Nobody votes for; they vote against. That's every election.
You have to take, I think, their character out of it right now on any of it and look at the bigger picture and what it's going to do for our country, our families going
Yeah.
forward.
So Alex says, but can he tell the truth? So here's the thing, Alex.
I say yes. That's me personally.
He's a politician. So
Yeah.
that's questionable. Can any
It's still
politician
customer
tell
service.
the truth? I don't know. But here's something to think about. Okay. Um, I don't question his patriotism. Here's a billionaire, right? Who has a hot ass wife, some great kids, and he should be
Mhm.
golfing every day and hanging out on his yacht. But the
Mhm.
shit he has done for this country, this thankless country who has dragged him through the fucking mud, is unbelievable. So at this point, whether you like him or hate his guts, the one thing nobody should do is question his patriotism because he's one of the only presidents who has not made a dime being a president, whereas a lot of other ones have
Right.
come out rich as fuck. I mean, look at, and some of the people underneath of them too. Look at Pelosi, how much money she's made. So
Uh,
he's not made
sorry.
any money. He's taken a bullet for it. Okay.
And
And
he lost a lot of money.
no, that was not a setup because who's going to let a 20-year-old take a shot at them just to try and win when they,
Right.
again, could be on a yacht playing golf every day, fucking their
Yep.
hot ass model wife? No. So that doesn't, again, follow the money. Okay. There's no money to be
Right.
followed. So
And
whether
he
you think,
lost money a lot.
I know, he lost a ton of money. So
Yeah.
a lot of people, a lot of times it's like, oh, two wings of the same bird. I used to believe that. I used to
Mm.
believe two sides of the same coin up until this. So
Yep.
when one side spends all this time, effort, and money dragging somebody through all this lawfare, all these and then trying to kill him, and then
Mhm.
kill him again, and then go after Robert Kennedy too and keep him off. They are so anti-democratic. They are trying to keep anyone who could block their agenda
Right.
off of the ticket. And this says so much to me. And I've
Mhm.
never voted Republican. Never voted Republican. So I mean, this screams to me there are problems. And if so many so many Democrats are leaving the Democrat Party,
Mhm.
Shanahan, Kennedy, you had Tulsi Gabbard, they're all moving over because they can't
Mhm.
stand what they're seeing and it doesn't represent their values. And quite honestly, I have always been a Democrat. I've always been liberal. And they've always been the anti-establishment, anti, they've always been anti-establishment, pro-choice, no censorship group. And now what are they? They're not that. So do I
No.
agree with Republicans across the board? Fuck no. So they are
And you
sorely
don't have to
lacking.
vote your party. I'm just going to
Huh?
say that. And you don't
No.
have to vote the party you register for. And people think, oh, yeah, I'm a lifelong Democrat, whatever, and
Mhm.
I'm still that way. It does not mean you have to vote that every time. If you
But what
see
I'm
something
voting, yeah, what
better,
I'm voting for is freedom. I don't
right,
want censorship. I don't want the world, the country to keep going the way it's been.
right.
So I'm not willing to take a chance
Yeah,
with
if you
the.
don't have time
I
to
can't
change your
afford it.
voter
I
card,
can't afford
just
it.
right. That's exactly. Just go with what you feel is right.
Yeah. Oh, Allie says Tulsi Gabbard is the only woman in politics I have a crush on. Well, then you haven't seen Anna Luna yet. Check out Anna Luna. So I can't remember her last name. It's in Florida, but I think you'll like her too, and she's very smart. So, but yeah, I'm with you. I got a girl crush on her too. So, and hang on a second, I missed this. Winona says you would only try to destroy people that you truly fear.
Right. Well said.
Boom. So
Yeah.
why did they fear him?
Why
Why
do they
would they
fear him?
do that?
Because he has, and honestly, to me, that goes back to telling the truth as well. It might be hard to hear, or people don't like
Yeah,
his way of
yeah,
coming across, which I believe he's better at nowadays. But either which way, he's got power. He talks to people. He's diplomatic. It was a lot more peace in this world.
yeah.
Everybody
Oh,
was
okay.
financially better.
So you know where I was wrong? You know, I said, "What have I been wrong about?" I guess I was wrong about Trump because he used to drive me nuts. I hated him. I hated him. Every time he fake news, fake news. I'm like, "Oh my god, this guy's an idiot. He's a
Yeah.
fucking idiot."
He's gotten better at least with those things.
No, no, he was not wrong. It is fake news.
No, I know.
He
But I
would
mean
drive me nuts.
the way he puts it out there. And
But
so
but I was just like, "That's fake news," and I'm like, "Shut up, just shut up, stop saying that." But you know
and
what?
he
He
is
was
the
right.
people's choice though. Look at that. He's a people's choice.
Yeah.
Then you got
So
Harris who's not.
well, she wasn't anyone's choice. They just shoved her in
Right.
so they could keep the financing. And
Yeah.
that's
And what were you
but
saying about the college I'm
oh,
losing
the
words
electoral
here.
college. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, hang on a second. Democrats are endorsing Republicans and Republicans are endorsing Democrats. It's about an agenda of power and control. And the people need to have the power and control. Boom.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Boom.
you're right. You're right. Gas prices were lower. There's a lot of reasons why people support
Mhm.
Red Sonny.
Yeah, yeah. And Red Sonny says, "Why do people support Trump?" I don't
There's
know if they, like I said, I don't know if they support him. Like I'm not supporting him. I'm a big Robert F. Kennedy Jr. fan.
hmm
What I think what we are supporting is not going the same direction we have been for the next
correct.
4 years the way we have been.
Right.
So I think the censorship has gotten out of control, and even like I said, even Zuckerberg came forward and said that the government had him do it.
And I hope more.
And all these things are coming to light.
Right.
So the medical mandates, forcing people through their job to get vaccinated, it was ridiculous. It was completely ridiculous. Lying about inflation numbers, everything costs so much money. Even
Yeah.
Jamie saying gas prices were lower. Yeah, by
They
about
were.
$2. By
hmm
like $2. It's so I think what the deal is, a lot of people can't afford to keep living the way they have. Our taxes have gone up. A lot of things are going in ways that just aren't good for Americans, and it's not
Right.
good. It's not good globally.
Exactly. Drives me
So,
crazy too, Winona.
so I'm not sure it's so much that people are supporting Trump so much as they are not supporting this party
Exactly.
that has not done their job the right way.
We need
So
change. We need to
yeah,
if we're gonna have roofs over our head, like you were saying,
yeah.
we need a change. It cannot go on in 4 years.
And I'll tell you what, Red Sonny, if it doesn't work out, if it ends up going to Trump and it doesn't work out, I can guarantee you it'll go right back to Democrats that next election. So, because that's the way people are, they like a pendulum, swing back and forth. So,
Canada Spaceman, I don't have any to freaking that's funny.
what do you say? Is Eva gonna shake
Yeah.
her titties? Go on, Eva.
No, I'm not gonna shake my titties. That's not my department.
War Demon's running my Discord. The
I
A Show
still can't get
Discord.
on there.
Okay, well, the A Show Discord is in the chat. If you guys would go over and add yourself if you want to, and there's a new poll for the fans, so feel
Oh yeah.
free to check that out. Yeah,
Thanks,
I was
Boogeyman.
mentioning a lot of people don't know that the state by state, they're about 79% of the way through. They're getting rid of the electoral college system. So if that happens, it will just be popular votes. So they're at 210. They need 270. The electoral college is done so that less populated states would have equal standing as populated states. So if it comes to popular vote, basically 4 states will control the election, especially with the heavy illegal immigration situation going on, and some of those states pushing for no voter ID. Incidentally, America is one of the only countries who does not have voter ID. Both countries above and below, Canada and Mexico,
Mhm.
have very secure elections requiring voter ID. So the fact that people make such a big deal about this is weird. It's not racist. ID to vote is no different than showing ID for anything else, to get on a plane, to buy liquor, to go
Right.
into a club. So,
Well, I still have a voter's ID card, even though they don't
uh,
ask for it.
Yeah.
So, you should.
I
You
went
had.
through I went through the legal immigration process, and it was time consuming, expensive as fuck, very degrading. And my Canadian ex-husband was not allowed to vote, even though he was a legal immigrant, a legal immigrant green card carrying, you know, permanent resident here. So they would not allow him to vote. So I find it very interesting now that after all the money that was paid, all the
Yep.
interviews we had to go through, all the stuff, how long he had to wait for his social security number. And by the way, if you leave the country in the process, like say your mom dies, while they're doing that process over that year, that first year, you have to
Mhm.
start over again, pay all the fees again. So yeah, so it is so difficult to do this legally. They need to do a reform. It desperately needs
Absolutely.
reform. But the fact that he's not allowed to vote and he went through it legally, legal immigrants are not allowed to vote, but they're considering and allowing illegal immigrants to vote
Oh,
is
yeah, and you don't need
amazing
an
to
ID.
me.
You don't need an idea
Yeah.
or show who
And
you are.
and all our social security numbers were stolen 2 weeks ago. It was like,
That's really coincidence.
it's so
Um,
strange. Yeah.
oh,
So
speaking of that, has everybody froze their credit? I
yes,
got a letter in the mail
yeah. Hopefully you
about it.
guys all froze your credit. It only takes like 5 minutes. Just go on all the three, the TransUnion, there's the three main credit companies. In case you didn't know, the major security breach. So everybody's information was taken. All our social security, all of our stuff was taken, just in time for the election. And make sure all your credit is frozen. So you can. It doesn't cost anything. You can unfreeze it when you want.
Red Sunny has a question for you.
Okay, I'm reading. Hi, Lori. What's up? Bigwig says Biden's done so much damage. He's one of, if not the worst president ever. Anyone who says different is either in denial or stupid. I am going to agree with that. Jacob says the electoral college is a genius idea. Otherwise, one state can manufacture votes and sway an election. 100%. That's why this is so dangerous. So here's what you can do. Pay attention, go look that up. The electoral college, them trying to get rid of it. It's the states are trying to get rid of it. They are doing it effectively, quietly. You're not hearing this on the news. See if your state is trying to, and then make sure you talk to your representatives now. Send them all kinds of tweets and letters and emails and call them. It is very important not to lose that system. So please do that. It matters. We just did that here in Florida. Somebody leaked information. DeSantis was going to allow. You want to tell that story? Go ahead.
Yes. So let's call it a whistleblower since that's the term to use.
Well, originally we didn't know it was a whistleblower.
Right. That it was leaked.
Yeah.
Yeah. The state parks, they were looking to put pickleball courts, golf courses, and other things on state
Hotels,
land.
yeah, and also amusement parks. They wanted more
Yep.
golf courses. Like Florida doesn't have enough golf courses.
Right. And somebody that was
So,
working for the state leaked it.
yep. So
And they
Florida
got fired.
collectively came together from everywhere, left, right, middle, everything across the board. We had 6 days to oppose it, and we said, "Fuck you," and they had to back off. Now, the reason they were never going to tell us, a whistleblower leaked the information, and he lost his job for it this week too.
He said he
So,
was okay with that.
and he said he was all right with losing it because he felt that the eco damage would have been devastating, and that the damage to Florida would have been devastating. So,
Yeah.
dude's a hero. He's a total hero.
Oh yeah, I'm with him all the way. And
Yep.
yes, War Demon.
Yep.
I was poking through there, so I'm still
Yeah.
not logged in. It won't let me in.
LG Brandon Whoop says, I believe Democrats are trying to flip red states blue, using heavily blue counties, cities, and municipalities and letting illegals vote. Yes, that is the theory. And as we know, theories tend to be spoiler alerts. Jaka says, by the way, electoral college changes with the population as people move away from blue states. Red states get more electoral votes. That happened in Florida. Allegedly, during COVID, like so many people died in Florida that we actually gained 2 or 3 electoral. We gained more seats because the reality is not as many people as they were saying died in Florida. They were
Mhm.
just mad at us for leaving it open, but so many people in California left that they lost seats and we gained them.
Free state of Florida.
Yeah. Canada Spaceman said, I get multiple voter cards for people who never lived in my apartment. The Liberal Party has fixed elections for a long time here. Shocker. Trudeau is so honest and amazing. Dude, that guy needs to that
Yeah.
guy needs to go up a steep flight of steps, get dizzy, lose his way, and fall off. He is
Yeah,
so awful for your country.
it is.
Trudeau is so he was not he's another one that wasn't elected, just like Biden. He was selected. So
And I don't understand, and I'm not promoting this in any way, but I'm surprised they haven't tried to do to him what they've done to Trump.
yeah. And someone says that
So,
should be treason. Javi says, I'm rooting for the immigrants. Well, how come? Tell me why. I'm curious. So I would love to hear the story there. Red Sunny says, how many times were you married? Enough times to know better and learn from things. And someone says more leeches or parasites. I'm to Canada. Or Canada Spaceman. I'm gonna say that classing all immigrants as leeches and parasites would be not correct. I think there's a lot of benefits to having immigrants here. So I'm personally in favor of having a lot of not a lot, but a fair amount of immigrants here, especially Hispanics.
absolutely.
So, and it's not like I'm partial or anything, but no, seriously. Here's why. In my opinion, the Hispanics, especially, we're having problems with Venezuelans, but I'm saying the Mexicans. Um, they are hardworking people. They're family
Mhm.
oriented. A lot of them are very spiritual. They are just, in my experience, working back and forth from Mexico and living also with Cubans too. They're very well educated. They know a lot, especially about
Mhm.
healthcare, and they're just a benefit. So
Yeah,
Florida wouldn't be Florida without the Cubans.
that's true.
So the Cubans have changed the entire dynamic of
Mhm.
Florida, and they've made it better. So there was something called the Great White Flight in the 70s when the Cubans were coming to escape the communism. After
Mhm.
Batista was overthrown, and they took the land. They took people's land, and people had nowhere to go, so they were coming to Florida. And like I said, it changed everything about Florida, and I think it's changed it for the better. So I know that we only hear the bad stuff in media.
Right.
So, but there's a lot of benefits to having a solid immigration, a
Mhm.
legal one with a lot of the Mexicans here, and a Latino population brings in a lot of flavor, a lot of color, a lot of uh, just
Hardworking,
yes.
good ethical people,
Yeah,
good
yeah, and
morals.
again, in my opinion, we Americans have lost our way with a lot of things. We've lost our
Mm,
way with, family. We've lost our way with religion. Not that I'm
yeah,
saying religion's good. I'm just saying with spirituality,
right.
we have gotten to the point where we've lost our way with a lot of things, and we could learn from some of that.
I would like to ask how many people that are watching tonight still sit down and have dinner with their family once in a while, every day, at the dining room table, no
Yeah,
TV, no cell phones. I'm curious.
so I do, but I know a lot of people don't.
Mhm.
Everybody's a free for all. Yeah, how many people do sit down and have a family dinner?
Yeah.
So but a lot of the immigrants coming in are not Mexican. They're from everywhere. They're Middle East. They're
Mhm.
Chinese. They are you know Muslim African. So we're getting a mix of everything coming in right now. So
My only complaint is it's not legal the way they're coming in, and they're being handed money and cards and IDs,
yeah,
and places to
yeah,
live when we have so many that need
yeah,
help, so many.
we do, and that's my
So,
issue too. I feel like we need to help our own.
yeah. I
Our
saw
people
somebody
come
say
first.
something about squatters,
Yeah, our
but
people come first,
yeah,
and we need to do it the right way.
right.
So yeah,
Squatters
and
are not necessarily immigrants.
this one here, we are all immigrants. The question is, can they embrace the American values? That's the thing.
There you
If
go.
you come to this country, you have to assimilate. Now, if you have something good to add, great, but you cannot not assimilate. You have to learn the language, and
Mhm.
you can't insist that people learn your customs, and you can't disrespect our customs. So we're not going to fly your motherfucking flag,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, so
we're
if
not
we
going to
went to
do
that
we're not doing a
country,
call to prayer.
uh-uh.
Okay, so sorry, mm-mm. So that's the thing. You want to do it, do it. It's your freedom, your choice. But we're not changing over to accommodate you.
So you've
So
traveled around the world.
I have.
When you've gone over there as an American, did you preach, "Hey, I'm American," or did you try learning the language? Did you
No,
try
you
eating
got to
their
learn the
foods?
language.
Yeah.
You got to learn the language. I remember going to France. I was in Marseille. I was in Marseille early, and then I came back to Marseille a couple years later. And Marseille went from having French customs, French culture, French food, to being completely overtaken by Muslims. And this was
Mm.
mid 2000, 2005, 2006, completely overtaken by Muslims. There was a call to
Wow.
prayer 5 times a day. You walk around, and then the call to prayer happens, and in the alleys of Marseille, everybody's throwing a prayer rug down and doing their thing. You can no longer get onion soup gratiné anymore, French onion soup. You had to get a kebab. There was
Mm.
no French culture left at all. They were in the middle of lawsuits then because people wanted to wear their hijab or their headgear, their headwear,
Right.
to get a ID and driver's license. If you were driving, not many people drove. They took the train, but they wanted to be able to keep their headwear on to take ID pictures. And
Mm.
France was accommodating all of it. And I came back and I wrote about it. I have no issues with Islam. I have no issues. There are 72, 73 sects of Islam. I know the Sunni, the Shiite, they are the more, but there's also there are different sects of Islam,
Mhm.
and it goes across the board like Christianity does. So, Sufism. There's just I have no problems with anything as long as you live your life, you let other people live their life. I don't care. But when it gets out of hand to where it takes over,
Mm.
so and I have the same problem with anything else, Judaism, Christianity, all of it.
Mhm.
So live and let live. It's the and like the Crusades was the same thing. Convert or kill the infidel. They killed all the pagans. They took their land. So
Mhm.
we have always had a history globally
Right.
of convert and kill the infidel. Nearly all wars were started by religion. Nearly every power grab was to take land. And the sooner people understand that, the sooner they can see the bigger picture here. If you think for 1 second this is not the bigger picture overall with every corporation, with everything, why is England not backing their people?
Mm.
England has been one of the biggest land grabbers in history, repeatedly, always. So it has always been about land grabs. It's always been about power. It has always been using something to do that.
That little tidbit that we've, constant conversation in Florida about Disney, and like you were saying, British own the land that Disney sits on
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Florida.
And Ward
So,
even says we're not going to let you burn our flag. Well, you know what? Honestly, free speech. Want to burn the flag? Burn the fucking flag if it makes you happy. But let me tell you something. If you burn the American flag, you better be okay with us burning the pride flag and burning the Pakistani flag and burning the fucking
right,
any flag. So if you want to burn a flag, if you want to burn our flag, then you need to be perfectly okay because it's not hate speech with anybody burning any flag. It
right.
does not work one way. If you can't do something
Mhm.
across the board, if whatever you're going to say or do is not okay for other groups, then it's not okay for you. It's either
Right.
So that's just generally the rule. If this is only okay for one select group of people, but like white people can't get away with it, it's not okay. If it's only okay for women to do, but men can't get away with it, it's not okay.
Mhm.
If it's
Right.
only okay for white people, but people of color can't get away, not okay. If it's only okay for gays, lesbian, trans, bisexual to do it, but straights can't do it, it's not okay.
Hmm.
And vice versa. So that's my issue. If you want equality, fucking practice equality.
I agree. I agree.
So
What else did you have?
that's kind of it. Like I said, I'll be in Orlando, Fanboy Expo on Saturday the 7th.
Mhm.
Please come see me. It'll be amazing.
What are you
Um,
bringing? Anything new?
I got stuff. I guess I don't know what to wear though. I'm still trying to figure it out. So if you guys have any
I was
idea,
gonna say
feel free to tell me. I'm
suggestion.
still trying to figure the things out. But here's the caveat. What I wear has to endure a very long car ride. So there you go.
Yeah.
I'm not enduring a long car ride in a cat suit with no way to pee. So yeah. No, I think we covered everything.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. We were gonna touch on the Telegram thing with Pavel Durov arrested.
Mm.
And what's going on with Rumble. And we were going to talk about SCOTUS and the IRS ruling that they can go through your bank account without any letting you know, or
Use cash.
even you being under, whatever. So,
Mm.
but we'll touch on that next week. But yeah, that's it. Men can actually say the C word. So I
Oh yeah.
disagree with that. And in England, Scotland, Ireland, that is a term of affection. Ah, he's a good Kent mate. So
Yep.
yes,
Watch the boys.
I disagree completely. The C word is on. You're fine. So
Mhm.
yeah. So I'm looking
Yeah.
at your comments right now.
Right on, Ben Rob.
Yeah. Yes. Uh, there you go.
Wait, your birthday is Friday?
Who's?
Cool, awesome dude has his birthday coming up. Happy birthday.
Is it really? Oh, cool, awesome
Nice.
dude. Happy birthday to you. Wait, hang on. I got this right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. And thank you for all the wrestling videos you posted in Discord. And everybody should go to Discord and join. Dear cool, awesome dude. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Woo!
Happy birthday, cool, awesome dude.
Hey, happy birthday. There's so many of us born in September, right? Mine's the what is mine? The 24th. So I'm freaking wrestling.
And what do you want for your birthday?
Me? Same thing.
Hmm.
Well, world peace.
Of course.
Yeah. But
Amazon gift card.
barring that, I would love Amazon gift cards because I use them for everything.
Yes.
So
Was that wait,
Red Sunny acts like it's my birthday on a regular basis, and he always surprises me, which is like Bigwig does too.
aw, that's nice.
I got a beautiful birthday gift from from Bigwig. So thank you so much. Allie, to be continued. Yeah, so maybe we'll see you next Tuesday. Eva got a new business card.
I did.
So you
I
want
don't
to
know
show
if
it real
Jay's
quick?
on there, but Jay Fife. Am I saying
No.
his name correctly?
Yeah, you are. Artist J Fife designed it for her.
Yes.
So
And
yeah,
I am very happy.
yeah, she does readings. So that you are the first ones to see her brand
Yep.
new business cards. It's just unveiled now.
I know,
So
and thank you. Thank you for helping me with that, April.
yeah, no
And
problem.
I'm happy to have them. I ordained priestess. So not just do readings.
Yeah,
Um,
you can actually go through classes and become an ordained priestess. It's
yes.
yeah. Check
Yep.
out
And
the
continue
Center
your
of
education.
Excellence. Yeah, you can continue your education in all kinds of weird stuff. Oh, Woody said he got a warning from Twitch when he said the C word. What the fuck? No way. This is see, that's what I'm talking about. We can't even Generation X. Gen X uses the F word for everything. We
Yep.
will use an adjective, adverb. a subject, predicate. It's
Yeah.
for, I mean, you can't take swearing away from people. It is the
Right.
salt and pepper of the English language. Seriously,
Fuck right
you
off.
just can't. You can't. So the fact that they're censoring all this stuff is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, Exennial can confirm. Thank you. Ditto. Or that's what I claim anyway. Anyway, I say
Do you have?
I'm 42. I'm 42. I'm the answer to the universe.
There you go.
So, and
Different dimensions.
there's like 2 people in here who will understand, will know the inside joke there, or no, you'll be nerd enough to know that.
Uh-oh.
So, yep. Anyway,
So what else?
yeah,
What else you got?
that's it. We got it. We kept you long enough. So
Wolfpack
thank you
Gold.
for being here. I'll post. Yeah, I'll post and let you know if we're switching back to Tuesday next week. Yeah, and if you want, like I said, if you want to preserve your money, check out aprilhunter.gold. For as little as $50, you can start investing in precious metals. That's Wolfpack Gold. They're veteran owned. They've been around for a while. They are wonderful, and with bricks coming up and all of that, you might want to diversify a little bit and buy some precious metals. And if you do a recurring buy, use the code 1776 and you'll get some free constitutional silver. And hang on, Raphael, you are the winner. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I'm 42 too. Boom. You're 42.
42.
I knew somebody in there had to get it. So
That's funny.
awesome.
But wait, don't forget to like you on YouTube.
Yes, please. Yeah, please follow and like me on YouTube at YouTube / April Hunter. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, my PO box is linked to my my, what is that thing called? Amazon wish list, which is also posted on Twitter, April Hunter. So that will be on there. So, which I have not been in my PO box in like 6 weeks. I have to go. The problem is it's like
Ooh.
a couple towns away from me and nothing's there. New Jersey Wildcat, what's up? So yes, Alex, there you go. If you guys haven't seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or read the book, it is worth it. So check it out. Anyway, thanks, Notary. Appreciate it. And I appreciate you. And you can go check out the Discord that our awesome original fan and friend, Ordine and Chris is running. So thank you for being here, and we'll either see you next Tuesday, see you next Wednesday. Same
Thanks,
time.
Canada Spaceman. Sorry, I'm just throwing that out
now
there.
you're going to work on you. They're going to try and get you to shake your boobs. So
your show, you do it.
and I'm glad your legs are healing. Awesome. I like to hear that. Good night, and here's a shaky for you. Appreciate it. Mwah. Lots of love to you guys. See you on social.
Thank you.
Thanks, Eva.